campaign finance reform, where do you think we should go? And do you think the existing system is legalized bribery an exaggeration for what it currently is?
No.
It's not an exaggeration.
No, but I will say this, that most men and women who serve in the United States Congress are people of honor and integrity. It's a bad system. It's a system that could be akin to an auction where policy goes to the highest bidder, where members are forced to go to their respective national campaign headquarters and dial for dollars. They'd much rather be talking to their constituents and working on legislation and debating things on the floor of the House. But the extraordinary requirements for election campaign fundraising cause people to just be turned into fundraising machines. And you know what? We need to get past this as a nation. We should have a public finance system where, if you have public financing, you have public ownership of the government. Private financing, guess what? Private ownership of the government. And the Citizens United case is even more problematic because it gave private interests the ability to invest their money in federal elections in a manner that could, I think, pose an even greater hazard to our democracy.
So
inevitably, we're going to need a constitutional amendment.
What I hear you saying in the system that you are mentioning, which will be public finance of these of elections, I have the list in front of me of the contributions you've received from private enterprise. You would forego all of those in exchange.
Are you kidding? Listen, most of the money I get, I raise on the web. I can't. If I had to depend on money from business interests to be in Congress, I wouldn't have ever been elected because I'm not the person that these interests look to support their interests. Doesn't happen.
No, and I'm not saying that you depend on it, but the money that you do receive, which lawyers and lobbyists, and I have it all broken down here, you as well as everybody else would forego that. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And again, I can say that no one's ever bought my vote, but I can also tell you that it's important for members of Congress to be in a position where they have total freedom and don't have to worry about someone coming after them because they vote to protect their constituents' interests. And it does happen here. And I think the current campaign finance system that we have is not a good system, and it doesn't work to protect the public interest, and that's the system we ought to be encouraging.
You mentioned the Citizens United case. With respect to the Supreme Court, whenever I hear people say that the Supreme Court is not a political organization, they just call balls and strikes, their decisions are used as precedent. And so, in essence, they are setting the strike zone. Are they not? Are they not a political organization?
Well, we can look at the Supreme Court as being this grand, reflective body who are above the fray. But that's a myth. The Supreme Court determined who the President of the United States is going to be in the year 2000. The Supreme Court has the ability to determine the contours of our political system with respect to who can participate in elections, with respect to the legal rights of men and women, with respect to a whole range of issues that come up every day. So, it is political. Of course it is. And the appointments to the Supreme Court are political. We like to dress all this up with grandiosity, but please.
And to say that that Supreme Court justices simply call balls and strikes, that is not accurate, is it?
Well, if you have your mind made up before the pitch is thrown, there's a problem.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. We've been speaking with Congressman Dennis Kucinich, Democrat from Ohio. I know you're busy. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Let's do it again. Thanks.
Let's do it. Take care. Okay, Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Much more coming up, including more on the Arizona immigration situation and some other things you will not want to miss. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.